Hey there. So in this video, talking about the old man of the sea, and specifically, should the old man have given up? Should he have saw this to the end that he did? So this story is famous for being a tale of perseverance, of grit, of fighting against the odds, don't give up, keep doing, follow your dream, keep doing what you want to do. And I agree with all that, but I think it can be fun to play devil's advocate sometimes. So I'm taking the counter position of should the old man have given up? Because in this story, he starts with nothing and ends with less. He might die at the end. He says that he was spitting up something strange, something in his chest feels broken. This is after spending 3 days alone at sea with nothing but a bottle of water and a few fish. He, at the end, is so wiped out, it takes him 5 or 6 tries to walk home with his mast. He has to keep sitting down and picking back up. He has used up pretty much all of his energy. He's poor, so he doesn't get a lot of food or good anything really. So he might die. If not, he lost his knife, he lost his oars, he broke his tiller for his boat. He maybe lost his hope and confidence. He seems a little hopeful at the end, but maybe he wakes up tomorrow and feels differently. So should he have saw it through? Because he was alone. After the first day, he could have given up and gone back home. Because he even said a few times that it was strange that the fish was taking so long to wear out. Like he spent 3 days catching this fish with little food or water. Was that a smart thing to do? And then he kept going farther and farther out. He's been a fisherman for a long time. Could he have foreseen that sharks will come at the end? I'm not saying he was thinking about that, but he could have been. In the few times in the books he talks about the power of preparation, both in times when he was prepared for a situation and times when he wasn't. Like when he fought off the sharks, he could have had better equipment. For catching the fish, he could have had better things. And again, he was poor, so maybe he had the things from the past and had to sell them. So maybe he should have known, hey, I should stop here, cut my losses, try again tomorrow. Because now, without the town's help, without help from the boy, he won't be able to get the things he needs to keep trying, and he might not have the strength, energy, or health to keep trying. So, should he have given up? Another question you have to consider is what's the point of life? What do you want to do with your life? Do you want to live as long as possible, like Dunbar and Catch 22? Or do you want to experience the most out of life? Not necessarily from a hedonistic perspective, but from a perspective of I want to accomplish things. I want to have my existence on this earth have a meaning, have a purpose, have things that I can look back and say, yeah, I did that. And the old man can certainly say, yeah, he did it. He caught one of the biggest fish anyone's ever saw. But again, he didn't get to keep it. He didn't get to sell the meat for financial gain. He didn't get the pride of rolling in and having everybody look around. He lost all of his possessions basically, and he didn't have many to begin with. And he has none of the money that he would have got from the fish. He's lost a lot of his health, maybe permanently, but he did do it. He fought the odds. He spent 3 days with his fish. He caught it. He killed multiple sharks trying to defend it. That is a massive accomplishment. The end of the book even puts a little bit of question. It's funny as we end on some tourists looking at the skeleton of the fish that he caught and making some uneducated comments on it. And it kind of puts it into perspective a bit. It's he did this great, amazing thing, but the world moves on. Outside of a small town, this won't be acknowledged. So was it worth it? Again, I think the biggest question is what you think you should do with your life. Should you just live as long as possible and peter out slowly? Or should you go out in a blaze of glory, do whatever you can, accomplish what you can? Because again, this is an old man. His wife has been dead for some time. Besides the boy, he's not hasn't seem to have many close connections anymore. People feel bad for him. They don't want this culture believes in luck a lot, so they kind of don't want his bad luck. So they kind of keep their distance a bit. So why not go out in a blaze of glory? Should he just keep fishing and fishing until he slowly withers away? Or use all of his strength and energy in one last attempt like he did here? I think that's a personal question, honestly. Um, whether what you think you should do with your life. In Catch 22, Dunbar says that he wants to do as many boring things as possible because it'll make his life seem longer. And someone says, why would you want a life that just seems longer? And he says, what else is there? What else do you have besides living a long time? Well, you can have accomplishment. You can have adventure, a sense of pride, respect of your community for doing great things, but then maybe you die sooner from that. So just to counter perspective here, this is a timeless story. I think it's famous for being a tale of perseverance, tale of grit. But I just wanted to shine a light on maybe it wasn't worth it. Maybe he could have lived to fight another day and actually get to catch a fish that he could keep and profit from and get maybe financial some level of financial security back in his life, because this man has nothing at this point in his life. He's living off the charity of the townsfolk that still do care about him and respect him. So this was one last chance, and it didn't work out the way he wanted to. But the question is that okay or not? So I'm curious what other people think. Should he have saw us through to the end? Was catching the fish and losing it worth losing all of his fishing equipment, potentially his health, potentially his life? Or should he have given up after that first night when he didn't have food or water, he didn't have help, and the fish was still going strong? Let me know what you think. And until the next time, may you live forever or die in the attempt.